What is going on, Yankee fans? Back at it with another episode of the 161st Street Show. I am your host, Joseph Esposito, and today we're going to be talking about the Yankee series versus Tampa Bay Rays. They ended up splitting what ended up being a two-game set after a rainout in what was supposed to be game two of the series on Saturday. Before I get into today's video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and we'll just get right on into it. So it's a weird series overall. There's a lot of positives on the pitching side, a lot of negatives on the hitting side, I can say. So in game one, Garrett Cole makes his long-awaited return from Tommy John. I mean, he absolutely delivered and then some. I mean, in terms of what you expected from his first start, goes 6 innings, 2 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, and most importantly, no runs allowed. He definitely had some trouble commanding anything but his fastball, but that's to be expected in his first game back. The obviously pitching in the majors is just so much different than pitching in the minors. No matter how many rehab starts you do, I think you're gonna inevitably have trouble adjusting to the big league game, adjusting to the big league hitters, no matter the type of pitcher that you are. He was very economical. I mean, in those 6 innings, he only threw 72 pitches. He got a lot of weak contact pop ups and flyouts from the Rays. He just seemed to be on his game all night, even with the lack of command, which is, that's typical Garrett Cole stuff. I love it. You see when he goes second time through the order, he just starts, dropping in his curveball just to get me over strike. He's just such a pitcher. Like, that's just the way to put it. Garrett Cole is just so much fun to watch. I'm so happy he's back, and I hope he can stay healthy for us because I think he could be a big piece of what, this team could possibly do moving forward this year. On the offensive side of this game, very weird game. You look at it objectively and you don't look at how many runs they scored. They had 11 hits, 2 walks, only struck out 4 times, which is, usually a recipe for success. Usually 9 out of 10 times, they would have had at least, 4 or 5 runs to show for that, you would think. This happened to be the 1 out of 10 other times that that they were just not able to produce. They only put up 2 runs. Big culprit for that was they were 2 for 12 with, runners in scoring position. You're not going to score a lot of runs when, you're not hitting with runners on. It's just the way it is. I mean, unless you're hitting a lot of solo home runs, but it's only going to get you so far. You need to have damage contact with runners on base. That's how you win baseball games consistently in major leagues. Even though the offense, wasn't really producing, they were up 1-0 after obviously I had mentioned the strong start for Cole. Wells hit a home run. They were leading up until the 8th inning. Tim Hill came in, and it felt like, man, maybe this bullpen will just, nail it down and we'll squeak out one of these, 1-run games that we've been terrible in so far this year because our bullpen just seems to blow it any chance they get in these type of ball games. But fortunately, it wasn't the case. He gets Chandler Simpson to hit a ground ball to shortstop. It looks like it's a nice, easy first out. Caballero boots it, and the floodgates kind of open up. Aranda gets a hit. Caminero gets a hit. They walk Yandy. Another hit from Palacios. A sac fly, and then they're out of the inning. But before they're out of the inning, 4 runs are across the board. That's kind of just what the Rays do. I mean, you make one mistake and the Rays will make you pay. They're a solid baseball team from that perspective that, whenever you give them an opportunity, they will take it and they will run with it. So hats off to them. They obviously do a great job staying in the game with their pitching. And like I said, taking the opportunities when you get them and making sure that you pay for them. So they did that. So it's 4-1 after the top of the 8th. The Yankees are able to scratch across a run in the bottom of the 8th after a Jazz triple. They did have an opportunity to tie. Judge was up with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Got a nice piece of the ball, hit it deep to left center field. Died at the warning track, unfortunately, which ended the game. It did, and I even tweeted it in the moment. Follow me on X if you don't, Joseph Esposito 0. I even said that was one of those Judge swings when he's going through it a little bit that you could see, like, okay, maybe he's starting to figure something out. Maybe he's starting to put something together, and that ended up kind of coming to fruition in the second game of the series. Because as I mentioned, Game 2 was supposed to be on Saturday, now on Sunday because of the rain out. The Yankees had Ryan Weathers going for them versus Drew Rasmussen on the other side. Ryan Weathers had another masterful performance. He did have a rough start this week against the Blue Jays where he had 5 runs in 5 1/3 innings. So it was great to see him bounce back. He threw 7 innings of shutout ball. He's done such a good job mixing in his sinker this year, kind of in place of his 4-seamer. And then that along with the development of his changeup where he's getting more depth on it. And then he's already had the devastating sweep to go along with it. He's just been such an effective pitcher for us all year. And he's been one of the better strikeout pitchers too. I mean, amazing get by Cashman in the offseason. Think it's super understated. So obviously great job by Weathers, but then Drew Rasmussen on the other side did a masterful job as well. 7 innings of shutout ball on his side as well. So it's a 0-0 game going into the eighth inning. Tampa Bay is threatening. It's first and second, 2 outs with Fernando Cruz on the mound. They get a single through the left side to Bellinger. Bellinger, realizing there's no chance he's getting the runner at home, realizes that Caminero is going to third base, throws it to third. McMahon applies a tag, gets him before the runner scores, so it keeps it a 0-0 ball game. I think it's something that's kind of going to go unheralded just because of what ended up happening in the bottom of the ninth. Obviously, will be the bigger topic of discussion, but shout out to Cody Bellinger, awesome defensive play. He's just a great left fielder, great defensive player. Awesome job for him. The Yankees then got in the bottom of the ninth, got Trent Grisham on a walk to lead off the inning, and then Aaron Judge came up. Aaron Judge was able to power a ball to right center field just over the wall for a walk-off 2-run home run. Man, did he need that. He needed that in the worst way. He also had a hard hit single in the first inning, and felt like it was one of those games where like, oh, it's another bad game for Judge. He'd already gone 11 games without a home run, which is very long for him. I don't know if it's probably not the longest of his career, but it's definitely up there. He's just obviously such an elite home run hitter that he just tends to get them every couple games essentially. He had a hit into a double play, and I believe the sixth or seventh inning, and then you kind of get the bad vibes creeping back in. So happy Judge is able to get the home run. He needed it. The Yankees needed it. End up splitting the series, so they remain 4.5 games back of the Rays. And man, this team offensively has just been so, I don't even know if inconsistent is the word. It's just they're just not getting the big hit. Like, I feel like they're getting runners on, they're getting hits, they're getting walks, all that, but they're just not getting the big hit. And honestly, it's in large part due to the back half of their life being more or less a black hole. I mean, Austin Mo's obviously had the home run in the series, but he's been, a dud offensively this year. McMahon had that like 2 week run where he was doing really well, and now he's kind of back to more or less the same. Obviously, he had the big home run off Dylan Cease this week, but outside of that, again, he hasn't been doing much. His swing decisions are poor, not making a lot of contact. When he does, it's bad contact. Spencer Jones obviously was with the team. They sent him down prior to the series. He was striking out a 44% clip. I mean, he was unfortunately unplayable. You kind of hope that's just the first step of his story, and that he can grow from that, much like Aaron Judge did in his first crack at the majors and Ben Rice. But those are more of anomalies than anything. That it's just with his profile, it's gonna be really hard for him to be a good major leaguer. So we'll see how that kind of plays out. I'm curious to see how. I don't think that really damaged his trade value. A lot of people are like angry that they brought him up in the first place, and they're like, "Oh, you just damaged trade value." I think if you were a team scouting Spencer Jones, you saw his zone contact rate, you saw his strikeout rates in AAA. I don't think anything he did surprised you. I think you would give him more runway if you're most likely a team that wanted to acquire him to, kind of break out of it. Because obviously, when he gets hot, he just goes crazy. He hits everything out, and it's kind of that curiosity. Can he have those, 2 to 4 week stretches like he was having in the minor leagues in the majors? So I don't think any team that liked Spencer Jones dislikes him now after, a cup of coffee in the big leagues. So, but as I was saying, the back to the bottom of the lineup, I mean, it's just bad. I mean, Caballero got a couple hits since he returned on Friday. So that's obviously good. Volpe, Aaron Boone said, is going to stay in the major leagues, of course, and he's going to get some work at second base on days he's not playing shortstop. So curious to see if they go for more of the platoon look against a left-handed pitcher. They put Volpe at second, Caballero at short, and they put Jazz on the bench. Interested to see if they do that because Jazz has been kind of coming out of it, but yeah, his numbers against left-handed pitching this year still haven't been very good. So this week, the Yankees have the Royals for 3, and then they have the Athletics on the weekend for a 3-game set as well. So quick road set for the Yankees. They need to start piling off some wins. The Royals team has been bad this year. This Athletics team, although the Yankees did lose a series to them, have been fairly mediocre. I mean, I believe they're only a game above 500, and they are very beatable. And the Yankees did fare well last year when they went to I believe Sacramento. I think that's where they play, Sutter Health Park. So Yankees definitely need to have a strong week. Looking for them to have at least a 4-2 week or better. Need to start chipping away at that at least lead that the Rays have. Again, as much as I can respect the way the Rays play, they play hard, they have good pitching. they like I said, make you pay for mistakes. I mean, all of their under the hood stats offensively are so bad. Like they have to regress. Like they have to. There's no way they can keep this up for 6 months. I don't believe it. There's no way. If they do, good for them. I don't believe it. And God willing they don't, because I don't think I could stomach the Yankees playing a playoff series in the Trop where the Rays have home field advantage. I don't think I have enough mental fortitude to withstand that. As I said earlier in the video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's go Yankees. I'll see you in the next one.